Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Light of Shaya. My channel is all about illuminating the spiritual path forward and bringing you uplifting messages of love and light. For those of you who are new, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. So this is going to be another one of my daily messages from Spirit. I feel like I've been tapping into the collective consciousness lately. Lots of sleepless nights, lots of... almost like, yeah, there's just a lot of sleeplessness, like restlessness I'm feeling. I've been trying my best to keep myself grounded and to really just release these emotions, but it has been slightly on the difficult side for me. I'm not sure if any of you are feeling that at this moment in time. But if you guys are going through that, you're kind of just tapping into what's going on around the world right now. So let's get started with these messages, see what messages our Spirit has and our angels have. I've been working with the angels a lot lately. There seems to be a lot of angelic presence around us. Okay, so the first card that's come out, and I'm told to take this one as well, and then pull from the bottom. Okay. Ooh, all right. So the first card we have here is Staying Focused, Hold the Course. Unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. And Gates of Triumph, success expands in your life. So, okay, so this card has come out a few times. So has the Unknown Territory. In some of my readings, this seems to be going on in the collective. A lot of you may be feeling a little bit lost, perhaps, trying to find your way. I'm just seeing how this person here has their telescope. Of course, the card resembles staying focused. But interestingly enough, look at the correspondence here. This person is facing this way. This person is also facing this way. And then the last card here is the Gates of Triumph. So I'm getting the sense of there's definitely forward movement here, but there's a lot of unknown factors. It's kind of like you can't quite see the way forward. It's almost like you're trying to laser focus right now and keep your eye on the prize. But excuse me, there's just that sense of perhaps feeling a little bit lost still. You're clearly on the right path. There's just a lot of unknown factors about it. And I'm just seeing the correspondence here between the path and the little light here coming from this card. And then the Gates of Triumph here. And then if you notice too, there's also a correspondence with the forest, the forestry here and the forestry here. Now, obviously it's a little bit different because this is winter, but it's almost like a rebirth of some sort. And then after this somewhat uncomfortable process, there's going to be some very wonderful, beautiful changes in your life. It's just a matter of staying focused. So if there's some project or something that you've been really just focusing on, continue to maintain focus on this, whether this be your healing work, whether this be a project of some sort, a career, some sort of studies, a relationship. There's a need for you to hold the course. There's a need for you to kind of just deal with not knowing what's going on and keep moving forward. I'm getting very Knight of Pentacles kind of feel. And the Knight of Pentacles is kind of a really boring card because it's almost like there's no forward movement because he's so methodical in his approach. But by being patient and really keeping your eye on the prize, you're going to come out triumphant with the Gates of Triumph here. It's just a matter of trusting in the process. Let's see what emotions we have going on for you guys right now. So we have balance. Okay. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. What else do we have here? So there's definitely a need for us to try and stay as balanced as possible right now, especially with everything going on in the world, because we have acceptance. Wow, okay. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So a lot of you may be going through, and that really corresponds with the unknown territory of being exactly where you need to be. there are just certain things for example, you can't change certain circumstances in your life, like people, for example. People, you cannot, as much as you would like to change them, you absolutely cannot. There is no way at all that you can change another being. All you can do is try and give them advice if you'd like to, if that's what they're asking for, and they're trying to be more constructive. But if a person is clearly not responding to anything, it's a matter of walking away from this person and letting them be, because you simply cannot change another being. It's just a matter of growth and a process of them having to come into balance within themselves. So it says here, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So a lot of you are going through a growing process right now. I mean, we have balance, acceptance, and then honesty here, where it says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And this really corresponds with the message that I was talking about just a minute ago. What kind of balance can you bring into your own life? Remember, we have control over our circumstances, and in particular, we have control over the way that we feel about a particular situation. So if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling frustrated, or if you're feeling those heavier emotions that keep us a little bit bogged down, Spirit is really asking you to keep your eye on the prize and really come into balance within yourself. Accept the current circumstances for what they are, and then try and grow within them. Because oftentimes when you're encountered with something in your life, it's a lesson from the divine, and it's a very spiritual lesson. And if we don't learn that lesson, we're bound to repeat it over and over and over again until we finally get it. Those who are awakened will be able to move through this process much more quickly. Those who aren't really in that state of awakenedness, this can take several years. Sometimes a lesson. So, for example, an example would be like a person who's unawakened might take 10 years to get over somebody, but a person who's awakened may take 2 to 3 months. And that's a huge time gap there, because a person who's awakened has the ability to really go into introspection and realize that these are spiritual lessons being put into our path for a reason. Now, when it comes to honesty here, I can't always expect the truth from others. That's really important to recognize. You can expect people to be honest, and there's a reason for that. Now, there might be a reason why a particular individual in your life isn't being completely honest with you. They may be going through some challenges in their life that they don't feel comfortable sharing with you, or there may be several different other factors that may be bringing that sense of lack of honesty. But what you can expect is that you can always be honest with yourself. Are you perhaps what are you giving to the situation? What are your feelings about the situation, and why do you feel the way that you do? And then being completely, totally honest with yourself. With acceptance here, this is radical acceptance. This is saying, I put myself in this situation. What can I do about it? It's not about like, oh, this person did this and that person did that, and oh my God, I can't get over this. No, there's no sense in doing that. You're just creating a cycle that's very destructive for yourself and for the other person. What you can do is accept the circumstances as they are, and then continue to grow within them. As I was saying earlier, this is very Knight of Pentacles feeling, like very methodical, slow, practical movement, but it's almost like you might be feeling a bit frustrated and feeling like you can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. But with the Gates of Triumph here, it's right around the corner. You can't see why that may be, but around the corner is going to be this light, this new path, this new day, that's really going to bring you the happiness and the success that you're looking for. I'm seeing the corresponding colors. These are all purple cards, and I find that really interesting. I don't really know what the significance of purple is exactly, but I am seeing the correspondence between the purple here and the crown chakra. So a lot of you may be experiencing a lot of downloads. I'm even seeing the correspondence in like kind of like the crown chakra, like the lotus, the 1,000-petal lotus here. This is more like third eye here, but there's definitely... No, this is definitely more like crown chakra, sorry. Because there's definitely a correspondence. And let me see here. If you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can kind of see the crown chakra symbol there. I don't know if this is going to focus or not. But this is like a 1,000-petal lotus, and these have a correspondence to that. So you may be experiencing a lot of spiritual downloads right now. So let's go ahead and get started with the tarot. I'm going to be doing a shortened version of the Celtic Cross. I'm actually really fond of this right now. That seems to be the way to go lately. So what is the current circumstances here for our viewers? Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave that which does not. We have the Page of Cups. Okay, so somebody might be feeling a little bit on the flirtatious side. Somebody may be looking at love, being very imaginative, feeling very emotional. There's a sense of what is what is the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say like your head's in the clouds. That's not the right expression. It's more like this is a very dreamy state. There we go. You're kind of dreamy about maybe love. Let's see what the blockage here is. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. So impulsiveness, perhaps. There may be a sense of impulsivity, like wanting to rush into things. And this is actually causing you some sort of blockage. Let me see. I think I'm going to try doing this so you guys can kind of see the cards a little bit better. I don't know if that really makes a difference for you guys. Okay, so what do we have in the recent past for our people here, our viewers? We have the Knight of Cups. Wow, so this guy's been coming out a lot in my personal readings. I like to draw cards every morning to kind of see where I'm at, and this card is either at the bottom of the deck or wanting to come out. So the Knight of Cups is in the recent past. So you may have had a love situation show up. Somebody who was very romantic, or somebody who was very dreamy in nature, and maybe that's why you're kind of sitting in that Page of Cups energy of really, really just feeling very emotional and very dreamy about perhaps a love situation. How are we moving forward with this situation here? We have the Ace of Wheels. So some of you may have started a new project. Some of you may have decided to start some sort of new project, perhaps give somebody an offer of some sort, a gift, some sort of material, something tangible. Okay, Knight of Pentacles wants to come out. What is the subconscious of our viewers here? Subconscious mind of our viewers. Ooh, Five of Cups. Okay, so some of you may be feeling a little bit let down, a little bit disheartened about this particular situation. In the subconscious mind, you're feeling, there's definitely a feeling of emotional loss. Perhaps there's a sense of almost heartbreak. It's not the Three of Swords, but there is a sense of you feeling very disillusioned by this circumstances, and you're kind of in your feels about it right now. What is the future energy for our viewers? Had too many cards come out there. What is the future energy for our viewers? Okay. Spirit keeps on wanting to give me two cards. Okay, so bottom of the deck, I'm going to pull this. Yeah, okay, I'm going to pull these cards. Oh, Tower. So for the near future here, I am seeing some sort of conflict coming up for you. This may be external, internal. This card came out for the reading yesterday, and then I do remember seeing the Three Swallows here. For me, for whatever reason, I got the feeling of a third-party situation. Remember, third-party could resemble work. It could resemble friends, family, kind of interfering in some sort of love connection. This could be a romantic third-party, somebody that is dealing with somebody else. Now, I will say, guys, if you are in a third-party situation, be very careful about dealing with this situation, simply because from my personal experience, I've been in that situation before, and honestly, you deserve better. Like, at the end of the day, you deserve better than having to be put into a space where you're waiting on somebody else. And this could be in any kind of way, whether somebody else is in a marriage and you're waiting for them to come out of a divorce, or something along those lines, where they may have been in a relationship with somebody else and they're still hung up on them, and so they can't move forward. It doesn't make any sense for you to stay in that situation, simply because this is actually going to keep you away from feeling emotionally fulfilled with the Nine of Cups here. So remember, if you're experiencing some sort of conflict within the near future, perhaps regarding a third-party situation or people who are interfering, proceed with caution, proceed with your heart. Proceed with your heart, but keep a logical mind. If something clearly does not make sense to you, I would suggest moving away from it. Maybe that's what the Knight of Swords is about. The blockage here may be you needing to communicate with somebody and you're not wanting to communicate effectively, or maybe you're trying to rush into things, or there's an impulsivity behind this. Now, bottom of the deck, what's going on beneath the surface? So the cards that I pulled here was the Ace of Swords. So some sort of truth is going to be coming out. There's going to be some sense of clarity for you. Now, remember, clarity does come in different manners. It doesn't mean that somebody will necessarily speak a truth directly to you. You might get this through some sort of spiritual download, especially with all the crown chakra correspondences here. You may receive some sort of dream, some sort of vision, some sort of aha moment. There may be a sense of... or perhaps you can get it from like a tarot reading, such like this. You'll just hear it and it'll just strike a chord, and you're going to be like, yes, that's exactly what I needed. There's just going to be some sort of clarity coming up that's actually happening beneath the surface. So you're not seeing this coming, but it's on its way. Now, this could be regarding the, so with the Two of Pentacles here, a decision that somebody's been holding off on making, perhaps. Somebody who's been trying to keep balance, who's juggling a couple things and is feeling a bit burdened by this. So there may be a truth coming out regarding this. I'm just looking at the birds here, huh? And I find it interesting that the emotional realm behind him is very calm. So this may be dealing with emotions. This may be dealing with, perhaps if this is a third-party situation, somebody's been trying to keep emotionally balanced and dealing with like work and family and that kind of thing. We do have the Six of Wheels here. This card speaks of equal give and take. So perhaps somebody's hasn't been investing or is investing in something. Remember, especially in a third-party situation, guys, I want to say that if a person is clearly not making an investment and is clearly making it known to you that you are not a priority, then you should likely take a moment to meditate on this and see where you want to go with this particular situation. In the near future, I'm sensing behind the scenes what's going on. There's going to be some sort of tower moment. There's definitely a tower moment incoming that's going to shift perhaps the dynamic. This may be on your behalf or the person that you're dealing with. If this isn't love, I'm having a hard time not reading this as love because of all the cups here. This could be in terms of a financial prospect, some sort of career decision that you're making within the future that you felt was a wish fulfillment of yours, some sort of, it could have been a promotion or something along those lines that's bringing along a lot of conflict for you. And so you may be receiving some sort of truth that's going to help you make a decision about whether or not you should invest in this. And once that happens, if you don't make a decision regarding this, there's definitely a tower moment incoming for you. The divine's going to step in and shake things up. So I'm kind of curious about the near future here. What is this about? I'm going to be using the Thoth deck to clarify. The Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups give us a little bit of insights. Okay. Interestingly enough, yesterday this card came up again. The Seven of Swords. There's some sort of deception going on. There's some sort of truth that somebody's hiding some sort of truth. Look at that. We have the Nine of Cups again. So clarifying the Nine of Cups is the Nine of Cups. So this is a very, very strong message. Perhaps for some of you, this may not resonate for everybody. This person may have a drinking problem, or there may be somebody who gets a little bit on the tipsy side, and maybe that's when the truth comes out. Maybe that's what the tower moment's regarding. That's not going to resonate for everybody. That may not be the case for everybody. But there is some sort of deception going on with the Seven of Swords. Somebody's hiding some sort of truth. And I'm just seeing the correspondence here. This is the card of Aquarius. So you may be an Aquarius, you may be dealing with an Aquarius. But do you see how like the Ace of Swords is sitting in the center there? And then the Six of Swords is kind of just stabbing into that. I'm getting the sense that, yeah, there's definitely some sort of truth that's going to come out. Perhaps regarding a wish fulfillment of some sort, perhaps a drinking problem or something along those lines. Maybe this may be in regards to working on something. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards here. I'm curious. What is this about? What is this wish fulfillment about? Okay, we got two major arcana. So we have the Fool, a brand new beginning. Somebody may be wanting to take a leap of faith on somebody, because we're starting to see here with the Sun, there's going to be some sort of clarity, a moment of absolute clarity. The Sun resembles happiness. So things may look a little bit on the rough side right now, but there is something coming up that's going to be a brand new beginning for you. That's going to bring you a lot of happiness. Now I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck because, okay, yeah, here we go. Because I feel there's another message here. Look at this here. We have two twos. So some of you guys may be seeing repeating twos, but we have the Two of Swords here, which is about indecision, making head over heart decisions. And then we have the Two of Pentacles again. So somebody may be struggling to make some sort of decision. There may be some sort of heartbreak that either you or that person is dealing with. Remember, the energies can go back and forth. So this could be your person, or this could be your business prospect, or it could be the reverse of that. So this could be either you or your person, or your establishment that you're working with, or a business partner, or something along those lines. Three of Swords stands for heartbreak. And our hearts can be broken in different manners. Family members can break our hearts sometimes. Friends can break our hearts sometimes. It really varies, right? And then, of course, a partner of yours who you were in a commitment with could break your heart as well. But interestingly enough, after this heartbreak, we do have the Four of Swords, which is about peace. It's about meditation. It's about healing after the heartbreak. So interestingly enough, I'm seeing that this is a progression of some sort. We have the 2, 3, and 4 of Swords. So there is some progress being made here with you or your person, or whatever this situation that you're dealing with is. And right now, it's a matter of really taking that into consideration. I'm a little bit curious now about what that the blockage is regarding the Knight of Swords. What is this Knight of Swords about? Okay, the moon. The moon came out. And the Eight of Swords, which was actually at the bottom of the deck from this. I just didn't feel like that was a part of the message. Likely a reason behind that. So somebody is, the blockage here is somebody's feeling afraid. There's a lot of unknown factors here. There's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of being stuck in your head and feeling bound with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords speaks of being bound by your logical mind. It's about being stuck in a particular situation that actually can be easily resolved if you would just get yourself out of your head. With the moon here, this could also be referring to intuition. Somebody may be blocking out their intuition regarding a particular situation, but this is about fear and about the shadows and not really knowing how to proceed, navigating through moonlight. So somebody may want to communicate or be blocking communication regarding this particular, these feelings that this person is experiencing right now. All right, so what advice do we have? I'm actually feeling the need to pull some advice from the Angel and Ancestors Oracle cards here. Okay, what advice do we have from our angels and ancestors regarding the situation for our viewers? If you're enjoying the content so far, please do hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. It helps me get these messages to more and more people like you, who really could use a little bit more clarity regarding certain situations, needing a little bit of illumination. And of course, I always like to end things on a very positive note, because some of the spiritual lessons tend to be a bit on the heavy side for us, right? So pain is an excellent catalyst, but for our growth, but it's painful, right? But I like to end things on a positive note. As you can see here, there's definitely a lot of happiness coming after some sort of new beginning, some sort of leap of faith being taken. So we have the High Priest, Intend and Create. I'm getting the sense of you guys are actually manifesting something. That might be what the Gates of Triumph is about. It's time to shift your focus, I'm hearing. Interestingly enough, there's a staying focused card up there. Wow, okay. And then we have Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. Bottom of the deck, we have Shaman, which says trust in higher forces. And I'm being called to pull this one as well. Summer. Bask in joy and light, which corresponds here with the sun. So some of the advice that I want to give to you guys through the angels and ancestors is there's definitely a need for you to shift your focus onto what it is that you want to create. What is it that you want to manifest in your life? Because if you're focusing on the negative aspects of your life, guess what? You're going to manifest more of it. And that's just the way the universe works. The universe can't discern whether it doesn't pick and choose our thoughts. It doesn't say, oh, this is a good thought and that's a bad thought. It's just like, this is just what it is, because the universe does not discern between what we identify as good or bad. There is love and there is the opposite of love, and that's it. But the universe doesn't see it as good or bad. There is no sense of morality when it comes to the universe. It's just either this is in alignment with love and truth, or it's not. And if it's not, it's just proving the opposite of what love is, right? So the universe purposefully does this because it's trying to get everybody in alignment with the truth that that source is love. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't the universe doesn't feel remorse or pain in the way that we understand it, because the universe sees beyond the duality, because it's all encompassing, and it's very hard for us to understand this concept, because we live in a dual plane where it's either black or white. It's good or bad, and in reality that doesn't really exist. It's all one and the same. Anyway, right now they're asking you to be fearless and stand strong. So perhaps you may need to put up firmer boundaries. You may need to step into your power. You may need to really focus on yourself, and really just focus on, remember how I was saying, focus on the good and not so much the bad. Being fearless is about seeing fear and then staring it dead in the eye and saying, screw you, and saying, I love you, it's okay, everything is going to be fine, and then creating from that space. And then really, when you do this with the shaman card, trusting in higher forces, the divine is going to start co-creating with you. And then summer, bask in joy and light. You're going to be able to experience this happiness. Look at that, we have the correspondence between summer and the sun. So there may be some changes coming into the summer solstice, which is either now or coming right around the corner. I think it's coming right around the corner, maybe like around the 21st or something like that. Don't quote me on that. Let's go ahead and pull some messages from our angels for some more love and advice from our angels, and then that'll go ahead and close out the reading here for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know some of these lessons tend to be a little bit on the tough side, but there's always a lesson. There's always a lesson. And once we learn that lesson, we only become stronger. We become more resilient, and we begin to be able to reflect on the things that we want in our life, and really change our reality. Because remember, your outer reality is a reflection of your inner reality. Okay, we got a couple cards here. So we have signs from heaven. So likely this card came out yesterday, and then it says, love and accept yourself. Thank you, angels, for lovingly guide me to self-acceptance. So there's a lot of acceptance coming from this particular reading. You need to accept your part in whatever situation is going on. And then bottom of the deck, we have spiritual gifts, Archangel Raziel. Thank you, Raziel, for helping me channel my gifts and talents. So I'm getting the sense here, you guys, that a lot of you, like I was saying, are really tapping into the higher realms of consciousness, and really starting to get a lot of spiritual downloads regarding certain situations. The biggest emphasis right now is to love and accept yourself, because there was the acceptance card earlier. There's a need for you to practice radical acceptance of things and look at things from the point of view of love. Always choose love when you're dealing with certain situations, okay? You've likely been getting some sort of synchronicities and signs from heaven that are pointing you in the right direction. So listen to that, because you're clearly in tune with what it is that you need. What is your truth, okay? So we have a lot of lovely things coming up for you right now, but you need to make sure to shift your focus on the things that are good in your life right now, and really love and accept yourself. This is going to start creating shifts within that are going to affect your external reality. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. That's going to pretty much wrap up the reading. I'm sending you much love and light. Take care.